Come on. All right, so we're going up these beautiful spiral staircases. This is the Bank of New York's building. It was an original bank. I'm going to show you a picture of what that looks like, and we're going up to our main exhibit floor. Come on back. So, we've got 3 main towers here dedicated to the capital markets. We've got one dedicated to the equity markets, one dedicated to the commodities markets, and one dedicated to the fixed income markets. Come on with me. Here is our theater where we have a loop of a History Channel show about American finance. It's in here. Dick Sill is featured on this. Take a quick look at that, Beck. Here we have stock certificates. It shows how different companies came to the capital markets to tap into finance. And it starts with the banks in the 1790s, which we're going to discuss, moves forward to the canal era, the railroad era, the mining area, communications. That's John. He's our docent today, and he's leading a tour. Take a look. He's got a jacket on like he worked on the floor. And so we have this exhibit here dedicated to equities. This is dedicated to the crash of 29. It's really a timeline of markets. We have a much bigger one for the current credit crisis. I always like this newspaper headline: Stock Market Crisis Over. Friday, October 25th, 1929. Crisis over? It hadn't even started, guys. This is our commodities markets. Here we really break it down for the school groups and the kids. They can understand equities, they can get a bond, but commodities are a little tougher for people, so we really take it down to its basic components and show them what the commodities are behind that. Over here, we have communications, and we take it from its earliest times with the early tickers through the Bloomberg of today. We have a nice collection of Fortune magazines as well. This is an area dedicated to bond trading and bond issuance. Everyone came to the bond markets, whether it was the government here to finance wars, or for corporations, or for municipalities or states. Here's the back side of some of these. I always find this entertaining. This was the phones that we used when I was on a trading floor, and now it's sitting in a museum. I show that to all my friends who come from the trading floors. That's a good chuckle. This is the Mercantile Exchange Constitution. And we've got a couple other items from the early days of trading over here from the equity markets. Keep following me. We're on a whirlwind tour. Over here is the highest value item we have in the museum. This is the Bull and Bear. You're allowed to touch this. Please touch it from from the New York Stock Exchange luncheon club. The traders all used to touch its horn for good luck, and that's why you can see the patina, the shine is so much. In here we have a temporary exhibit, Women of Wall Street. Been very popular, where we have 5 historic women on Wall Street, including Abigail Adams. They called her a stock jobber. Stocks back then were actually bonds, so she's really a bond jobber. Through Vicki Woodhull, Hetty Green, Isabel Benham, and all the way to Mickey Siebert, Muriel Siebert, who helped co-sponsor this exhibit. That's her badge. She was the first woman with a seat on the stock exchange, and she always says that that badge was her most expensive piece of jewelry. We couple that with 5 contemporary women from Wall Street. Here's Abby Joseph Cohen, Goldman's, as you know, economist. This is Sally Krawcheck. She's the head of B of A's Wealth Management. You can pick it up and listen to them. Sally actually came here a couple months ago and spoke to a packed house. Moving around the curve, we are headed over to our money room. And in here, this is really powerful for the school groups, we trace money in America, starting here with the beaver pelts, going through the colonial note era, through the continental, over to the bank era, where the banks are issuing certificates. There's a lot of counterfeits. This is called the wildcat banking era, through the Confederate period and the Confederate notes. And then we've got some real gold notes and a real gold bar. Here are some interesting notes during the Depression, where individual municipalities issued their own script because at that time there was a dearth of money. Here was those Hawaii notes I was talking. Can you, Becky, scrolling on Hawaii, which we mentioned the other day, if Hawaii was going to taken over by the Japanese, they could void those. We have a 500 and a 1,000. These are no longer in circulation. These are high-value bills. We're trying to get the 100,000 bill. There's only a couple of those. We had it for a little while. There's one at the Smithsonian that there's a chance we can borrow, but I've got to build a special case for it, and we're working on that. Here are those gold coins now. They're being issued for the presidents. Moving along, this is an entrepreneur exhibit which is interactive. We have 3 of these that are the same, and I'm going to be changing these and just keeping one of them, but you can pick any one of these entrepreneurs and have an interactive discussion with them. Here's Zipcar, which you see along the roads a lot.
I'm Robin Chase, and I'm co-founder and former CEO of a company called Zipcar that rents cars by the hour and by the day.
Okay, we're going to keep moving. Here is a timeline of the credit crisis. We got a lot of good press for this. We really boil it down into its component parts of what in the world happened. It actually starts around this corner, all the way through. We break down definitions, important terms, and this is a poster set that we sell in the bookstore, and it's our best seller, and a lot of you people live this, as I did too. And then over here we have Tim, our security guard. And we keep him close to Hammy. This is a statue of Alexander Hamilton. It was deaccessioned. It was sold by the Brooklyn Museum, and they sold it in '93. They put it through a dealer, and I was walking by this art store in 1993, and I saw this statue. I actually have a connection to this statue. I immediately knew who it was. This is a mock for a statue that's in Central Park, and I asked the dealer how much it cost. It was way above my pay grade at the time. I called Dick Silla up at NYU, and I said, Dick, you're not going to believe what I stumbled into walking home. And I said, this has got to get in the right hands. And he said, I know the right hands. The right hands are John Herzog. He's the chairman of the board of this museum, and in 1993 he bought this statue. And here it is now, so I have a little connection to it. We have a whole room here dedicated to Alexander Hamilton, and you can see that this is a little peaceful area, a little mecca, a little oasis, where we can contemplate all the wonderful things that Alexander Hamilton did. And then, come on with me. We often talk about this building is one of our best artifacts. Yeah, we have 10,000 artifacts, but we have original murals from 1927 when they were done. And this is what this place looked like. This is the platform of the bank where you're looking out over it. The way I always look when I see this picture is a bunch of guys saying about your loan, not approved. All right, keep coming. This is where we have our bookshop, and we have lots of goodies for sale. And we just are opening today, in just a few hours, our new cafe, which we're pretty excited about.